What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of College Kicks. And like always, I'm the host, Gio. And from today's episode, it's a little different when I'm going by the standings as we usually do. We talk about that a lot already, and there's going to be separate episodes for that. So we'll get into that later. But today, as you see from the title of today's episode, we have UC Riverside joining us today. We have a couple players and coach Tim Cupello joining us. And like I said, instead of talking about the standings, we're going to get right into that. So, joining us today is Jackson De Alessandro, Wes Hasting, Andrew Hermosillo, and Coach Tim Cupello. Hi, guys. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for taking the time. I know you guys are busy. We'll get to it and we get to talking. So, guys, this season you guys had a bit of an up and down season. Could tell. Can you guys kind of, anyone could go. You guys could kind of just give me, what was that like? What was kind of through the season's mindset? Either what was your goals before the season, before Big West, and then at the end, and kind of how that all ties in together.
I can start. I think going into this season, we knew we were kind of coming away from 2022, and we lost a lot of players that we had that season when we won the double. So it was kind of fresh start. We had a lot of new guys, a lot of younger faces. So we knew it was going to be a different year for us. I think our goal obviously was to win the Big West, or at least make playoffs to have a chance. Going through the season, we had a couple good wins at UNLV, SDSU, building up some momentum. We had a few injuries that I think set us back maybe a little bit. In the end, we couldn't get it done, but I think the team was amazing this year, and I think going into next year, we have a great foundation for the team, so it should be exciting.
Yeah, going off with what Wes said, especially off last year not making playoffs, I think the goal for this year was to kind of just get us in the run for playoffs. And once results started not going our way, I think the team showed a lot of resilience. We had a lot of confidence. We knew that we had what it takes to getting results like what Wes said at UNLV, beating SDSU, and still putting up good fights with big teams, especially against Michigan and Michigan State. So I think towards the end of the year, once we knew it was getting harder and harder, it still showed good character of us to have confidence in the team.
Yeah, I would say similar to what Jacko was saying. Obviously we played two Big Ten teams early on in the season, and I thought we showed a lot of fight in those games. Obviously we played UNLV and SDSU later on, and I think we learned from our mistakes in those first two games. And then obviously we couldn't really follow up with that, but I think coming into next year we have a really good foundation, similar to what Wes was saying.
And Gio, I think these guys know our goals every single year is to compete for championships, right? And goal in every single match is to get the result we're looking for, right? So I don't think there's ever an opponent in conference, out of conference, home or away that we're worried or concerned about playing and matching up against. Our guys are really keyed in and focused throughout the weeks in training and prepared and ready to step on the field and compete. And sometimes results go your way and sometimes they don't. But the important thing is they stayed together, and like they said, even at the end of the season, they're focused, they're motivated, they're unified, they're working hard, and I think it set a good message for the guys returning as to what's the potential for next year, and ultimately what it's going to take to improve, and the hard work and commitment that's going to be necessary at that point.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys brought up, next season, the foundation, and how you, like Coach said, you guys already know what to look forward to for those of you guys that return, because I believe it is Wes. Wes, you were a senior, so unless you're coming up for another year, I don't think, but you're going. But you take them back for another year. Yeah, just say you redshirt or something. Injured, you're injured.
Try my best.
Yeah, just say you're injured. Change your name to Hez Westing. I don't know, something.
All right.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm glad you guys brought up the foundation for next season because I was wondering, Coach, for just for you and the players you guys could add on to this if this also like you guys have opinion on this. But what is it like having to now recruit for next season, or you guys already have some commitments, but recruit for next season in hopes that either they have a big part in covering for the people that you're losing, like West and others, or having players that you already have on the team having to step up and cover those roles and cover those holes that may appear next season.
Yeah, it's always a unique challenge every single year because as much as we have returning guys coming back, like every season's unique, every season's different, right? And so we're always building the guys that we have and then looking to add the right puzzle pieces to it to try and find ways to improve or at least find ways to create more competition in different spots to keep guys hungry and working toward each other. So I don't know, like how we replace West. Like I might ask Drew to start scoring some goals for us. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how we do that. So I might have to convert my keeper to a striker or a winger or something like that. So we'll see. But no, the recruiting's always fun too, right? Like myself and the staff, we get out and we work our network, we go find players, and that's always exciting. It kind of invigorates us a little bit to work on a new project, so to speak, and kind of bring a new energy and a new approach to some things, and obviously build on what we already have.
And you guys got anything to add to that, kind of just on the recruiting or what to look forward to? No? Okay, cool. Um, yeah, players always end up switching positions. Like I didn't play in college, but I did play club and everything, and I went from goalie to right mid towards the end of it. So I get the switching positions. And Andrew, hey, you never know. Maybe you're a good goal scorer. You could save them, but you could be a good goal scorer. Who knows? Um, but yeah, now kind of want to move on from that and talk about your guys' season, at least the players here. Hastings, you had 3 goals with 2 assists this season. D'Alessandro Jackson, Jackson D'Alessandro, sorry. Uh, you had you also had 2 goals and 3 assists this season. This actually is technically your best season when it comes to those stats. Um, and I believe Hastings, that's also your best season when it comes to those stats. What was that kind of like for you guys? And was for you guys, especially Jackson, like was your guys is like, hey, I'm gonna get this goal, or is it like, what, if it comes, it comes. Not, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself a little impatient, I think, throughout the season trying to score goals or get assists because this year I had more of a offensive role playing fullback. I would get up the field more, I'd have more opportunities in front of the goal. So as much as I like wanted to score goals, I wanted to get assists, I knew I had to be patient because the opportunities would come because I know our personnel and I know that if I just do my job, everyone will do their job in order to get my stats up, their stats up.
Yeah, I would say for me, going into the season, I mean, being here 4 years, I was definitely expecting going into the season to start games and start off strong. And Tim brought in a really good freshman, Eric Martinez, and he was starting for me originally in the beginning of the season. And I think another thing, going back to what we were talking about before, like the foundation and what we started building at the beginning of the year was like there was no hard feelings with me coming off the bench for a freshman. Like, and I think freshman me, if you told me senior year that that'd be happening, maybe like that wouldn't make me so happy. But
Yeah.
I think that's one of my closest friends on the team, and it ended up working out that he assisted 2 of my goals later in the year to get me that Big West Offensive Player of the Week and make me look good at the end of the day. So I think with those stats and with the culture on the team, like for me this year, even though we didn't make playoffs, it was a complete year for me, kind of full circle. So
And that's a nice, little way to looking at it, full circle moment. And like, especially like you, Wes, like you're saying, it's your senior year. Some people feel like, hey, I think I should get like 10 goals this year. I need to get 10 goals, and then these stats are from the season, I believe, at the Big West. I'm looking at your guys' website. So, but it's like that maturity of being like, hey, you know what? I could take a step back and let Eric do what he needs to do. Coaches trust him. I could trust him. Let's get this done. Not skipping past Andrew. Andrew, this season you've had 3 games with 6 saves. 6 saves is your most it says as your record for per game, and you had 3 games where you've done it against Michigan State, Michigan, and LMU. After the first time where you're like, oh, okay, so that's my stat, like that's my record right now. Can I beat it? Do I try to beat it? Or you're just like, hey, I just get the job done. I have to do my job, make these saves. It becomes 7, it becomes 4, so be it. And kind of what was that process during that game? Because you're a keeper, you're standing there, you're kind of like, all right, well, I need to lead, but you're in your head. You talk to yourself in your head a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I go into a game like expecting to get a certain amount of saves. Yeah, like you said, I kind of just go into the game and I go with the mentality that like I need to do my job, and if I don't get any shots that game, so be it. As long as we win the game, that's like all that matters. If my defense is doing their job and I'm leading them to success, I think that's like the biggest thing for me. If I don't have to make any saves,
even better.
Really, yeah, even better, pretty much.
Yeah.
If I have to make saves, then yeah, like I'm fully confident in myself to be in that position to make those big time in Michigan State. It definitely fueled me into the rest of the season knowing that I belong here. Yeah, obviously, I learned a lot of things under Carlos Gonzalez. I was under him for 3 years, so yeah, I think it was. I definitely learned a lot, and yeah, I think it led me to some pretty big moments this year. But obviously, for next year, I have a lot of things that I want to improve on, and yeah, I think it'll be a good challenge for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think like as a goalie, you guys, it's always like, okay, I'd set myself here, but I could do better. I could, and then actually, it's like any player, but in the mind of a goalie, is like you could see, okay, if my record is this, like for saves, I could do better and beat that. And it's kind of like those small personal goals. Obviously, you don't take into every game, and that's where you're set. You're trying to get that, but I feel like sometimes it's nice to be like, hey, I could, if I pace myself, set myself, I think I could improve as a player themselves in a way. But speaking of that, I want to kind of just
old school
point this out here. I'm gonna show a little here. We're gonna show talking about one of your saves, Andrew. Saying how you feel. This one, I was watching some film, and this one stood out to me
headband look.
pretty well.
Lee
We see
puts
here.
him in the spin cycle though and finds MGL, who's going to start to cook. It's good defense there from the Highlander defense, and my goodness, what a strike! Oh my word, almost an extravagant golazo to open up scoring here, but all credit.
I mean, how can you top that, Gio? Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like I look, if we look back at the film, I'm gonna call it. Andrew, you stepped forward. Your defense cleared it, and you were running back to the goal. Right? Obviously, you had your eye on the ball, but you're pedaling back, and you still go and make that save. Like that. That's great. I mean, that's pretty tough to do. Like, what was going on there? Well, that's a great save, dude.
Yeah. Obviously, the ball comes into the box, and I yell out to my defender, like to leave it for me. I'm not sure if he heard me. But I knew that once he cleared the ball, I ended up in a dangerous position. So I knew I had to like rush back into my goal and definitely set myself in a good position to be able to get to the shot. And luckily, like I had some pretty good footwork to get into my position. And yeah, it led to a pretty good save. I'll definitely say one of my better saves this season.
Yeah, I mean that's a great save in general. It doesn't matter like who it is, like that's one of the best saves of the season for the Big West, and that was a crazy save right there. But going for that one, kind of sticking a little in the film area, we have Jackson D'Alessandro's goal right here. You're gonna see a little goal right here.
They're going to look to take it quickly. UC Riverside, no need to rush. Corey Mauskowitz just picking that one up.
Actually, I fast for just a little.
Mixing up on offense. Obviously, we saw the goal from Mario Carlos, but then also from Lucien Wabwanda, the center back, as D'Alessandro gets the looping shot over the head of Hemmer. We talked about deflections having a big role playing when it comes to shots.
All right, forget that it's a deflection. That was top bin's goal right there, Jackson. That, I mean, like, again, take us through it, your thoughts, because that was crazy. Andrew saved it, but you made it almost in the same area.
Yeah, so I mean, I got the ball out wide. There's a few other opportunities I had within the half and our team where we just needed to shoot the ball. We needed to put the ball in a dangerous area for the goalie to try and make a save, because I feel like we weren't testing him too much. So I was like, might as well just dribble in and try to take the shot, and got a little lucky, but good deflection, got him over, got in the goal. But I mean, it was only we got back into the game, but we weren't like, we only had 2 minutes to go and get the other one. We almost did, but I think it was the start. It kind of like was a snowball effect. We started really getting more chances after that, and we almost tied the game up.
Yeah, it's kind of like a momentum shifter. When I'm calling the game, I call it like a momentum shift, where you could feel each team just, how they're feeling. The opponent, even though they're winning, they're putting themselves down a little. You, like in this scenario, you guys were down, you guys got that goal, that momentum comes to you guys, and it builds up on that. Wes, I didn't forget about you. However, when looking for the film, the game either wasn't there anymore or they didn't film it. So I was looking for your goal to show. They didn't show at all. But something to point out, you do have a goal and assist, one against Air Force, a goal against UC San Diego, and a goal and assist against Sac State. Not too many players on your team have that. But, talking about you having the impact on the team, you impacted in two ways there, getting the goal and getting an assist. And, just what you could add on to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I went into every game this year. It was never really about go get that goal, go get that assist. I think all 11 players that were on the field, their mindset was just to go win the game. So I think in those games, that's what the team needed out of me, and some other ones, maybe they needed me defensively a little bit more. So, I mean, I think it came in some good moments and got us points here and there. But yeah, I think it was really like credit to the team. I mean, Eric, again, he put me in a lot of great spots to get some of those goals. Tark Hamadeh as well, great assist for me at Sac State. And I mean, I can't get an assist if someone doesn't put it in the back of the net. So all credit to the people that finished those assists. But yeah, it was great to get those assists and goals this year, and have my last year be my best year for sure.
Yeah, no, that's a great time. Coach, I want to move this on to you here. So we know your formation, you guys like to play a lot of, or at least the base set of your formation is a 4-4-2. You guys like to control that midfield a lot. You guys like to compact or defend with two at times and try to win it back and play at your tempo, at your pace. You guys like to control in that way and playing. And so you guys tend to like play through your right and left mids, or sometimes lately this season, you guys are sending a lot more through balls down the middle from your creators to your strikers to give them opportunities to finish there. One, is that kind of like how you guys play? Because that's how I see it, but maybe I'm seeing it wrong how you guys play. But also, were there any times during the season where you felt like, maybe we need to adjust in the formation, maybe we need to adjust in the system that did help you guys in certain times?
Yeah, I think honestly, the guys, we try to train them to figure out where's the space and where are the advantages, So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here, Gio, and give you all our secrets, man. Like,
no, yeah.
But,
no, I know. I'm just saying.
Again, our guys are the ones that create it, right? So we try to get them in positions and starting points where they can find space and they can move the ball and play with each other. But ultimately, it's more about like the principles of them recognizing, okay, now we've broken a line here. How can we engage and how can we continue to break the next line? Or we've created an overload, a 2v1 or 3v2 or something like that. or we have somebody isolated in a 1v1 situation where that's their skill set, that's their strength, and that's a time to kind of let's get to work and go create a goal scoring situation. So all the credits to these guys, and the guys that aren't on in this video. They're the ones that recognize those situations during the game and find the ways to be dynamic and creative to create a chance.
Yeah, I mean, to players that you could coach them some way, but it's up to them to perform, and they're performing to how you want them and what's the training has been. Looking at the time here, so don't worry. Just a few more questions, quick questions here answering. One, how do you guys feel about playing on that turf field? Because you and Cal Poly are the only ones with the turf field. In high school, when I played, we had a turf field. We were the only one in the league, and some people hated it. I mean, I know for some we prefer grass, right? But some people are okay with turf. Some people kind of hated it. I didn't mind it because I was goalie. I had the long sleeves and everything to cover me. But like my teammates came out with scrapes and everything, and then we played grass. It was like nice. What do you guys feel? How you guys from turf to grass and until you guys play Cal Poly, then it's like turf and turf?
For me, I love it, to be honest. I think today's a perfect example. I mean, it's going to pour all day today, and we're still going to be out there training on perfect turf. So it's hard to complain, Like, any condition, we can play. Like, nothing's going to stop us. I think our turf's really good. I mean, occasionally we'll get, like, a turf scrape, but I think it's good enough to prevent that most of the time. So, yeah, again, like, any weather that comes our way, no matter what it is, like, it's the same training. It's the same field. Nothing changes. There's no hole in the ground or sprinkler in the way. So I love it personally.
Yeah, I agree with Wes. And also going off that, being one of the only two teams with turf, whenever a team comes to our field, we're automatically at an advantage because they're not used to training on turf. They're not used to playing on turf. They're slipping. They don't know how the ball bounces. And when we go to Cal Poly and play them on turf, they're expecting everyone else to not know how to play on it. But obviously we do because we train on it every day. We play on it in our games. But yeah, I like it because, like Wes said, on a rainy day, it's perfect. You don't have to worry about mud or slipping around a bunch. The ball will move quick, which is perfect for us.
Yeah, I'd say me personally, like, I love it for sure. And I'll say I love it more because everyone hates it. Everyone hates coming to our field. And I think we take that and we keep running with it. Like, obviously our boys, like, we train on this field every day and we've been accustomed to it. If we get scratches, it's like that's part of it at the end of the day. I mean, I go out on the field and at this point I don't even wear sleeves because, like, I like to enjoy it, So,
you like to feel something
yeah,
to know
for
it's
sure.
real.
So, yeah, I enjoy it.
I mean, Coach, do you have anything to add to it?
That's our home, man. We love our home, right? Like it plays great, right? We know exactly what it is. It's a high level turf field. All these guys, they grow up playing club ball, youth ball, like you said with yourself, with high school. Like everybody plays on turf in their development stage, right? So like it's nothing different for them. Some go turf, some go grass at different venues, different fields, different whatever. But it's still football, right? You still have to be able to play with the ball at your feet and make the decisions and read the game. So the surface is the least of the concerns about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just something a lot of people kind of notice. It like if I bring it up, especially you guys are the home of it, so it's like how you guys feel about it. And I'm actually glad the answers that you guys gave that it's different from everyone saying, nah, I don't like it, the feet, that's the ground and stuff like that. I like personally, I don't mind it. I got used to it. Like you guys saying, it looks nice, but obviously like kind of just prefer grass, but I wouldn't mind it. Now, like I drive around and I see schools, like high schools now that I knew were grass before going to turf, so it's kind of like, that's just like you said, Coach, the new youth development is pushing up to, you're getting used to turf now. And who knows, maybe the rest of the league ends up being turf and you guys get bored of that. So you guys switch to grass to be different, you guys switch it up. But yeah, almost closing in here. A few more things just real quick. I want to ask Jackson, you're from Encinitas, California, which is more down south. Wes, you're from Oceanside, which you're a little closer to SoCal, but you know you guys are still there. Andrew, you're from Victorville, so you're the complete other side. But for the two close to San Diego type, why did you guys pick UC Riverside over like UC San Diego State, University of San Diego? And Andrew, you know you had some schools also closer, but you guys chose Riverside. Like, what was that decision?
Talking to the coaches, the coaching staff, I immediately had a close connection with them. That's kind of what like made me make my decision. And being close to home is always good. And I knew the type of football UC Riverside plays, and I knew that's exactly what I wanted to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of a school where they're just kicking the ball long, trying to outwork the other team. I mean, that's exactly what we do, but we play on the ground. We play the way we want to play.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's along the same lines. Like, I know Riverside's a school that wants to play. They don't want to just kick the ball long and chase. I'd say another big reason coming on my visit, just seeing the culture of Riverside, seeing how much the alumni is in touch with the team, the coaching staff, how involved they are with all the players, their development, and helping them reach that next level. Everything, I think it was just a perfect fit. And then on top of that, I'm close to my hometown, beautiful Oceanside, so I couldn't really complain.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm only 50 minutes away from Riverside. I come from Victorville, 50 minutes away, and I'd say when I first step on campus, in all reality, it really did feel like home to me. And then on top of that, I feel like I love the fact that Riverside, it just feels like a soccer city. Everyone enjoys soccer out here. We have two schools out here, and the rivalry is something that we definitely enjoy out here. And yeah,
Coach, what was it like recruiting these guys?
It was fun. They're all different and unique. Watched them a lot. It was for a couple of them. It was kind of like during the COVID period a little bit, so it was sort of an interesting path and navigation of when we were allowed to go out and watch them and when we weren't. Everybody was kind of figuring all that stuff out a little bit to some degree. But yeah, it was cool. Good to get to know them, watch them as much as we could. Obviously, we're always looking for talent, so that's the first thing that kind of catches our eye when we go watch a player. But then getting to chat with them and getting to know them, and figuring out like what's their personality and do they fit to the culture within our locker room and what we're trying to accomplish. And all these guys tick that box, right? And not to mention, the academic side, which obviously a UC Riverside degree is one of the top degrees you can get in the entire country. So that's obviously a huge element of it as well. And these guys all they fit exactly what we're looking for. Talented, competitive, driven, academically focused, good people that will get out in the community and help. To Drew's point, all the young soccer kids that play here in the city of Riverside. There's a professional team that's going to start here in about a year and a half or 2 years.
Yep.
Right. So we can be kind of a link between the youth to the pro here within our community. These guys fit what we need as far as representing the badge and representing the city.
Yeah, that's actually a great answer to, they represent the badge. Like you just said, like literally the word is perfect. They represent the badge. And I think these three are just a big part of also the rest of the players that are on the team who play for the team, who play for the badge, who play because they love to play soccer and they want to be there. And, it's shown in like D'Alessandro said, kind of just the playing style. I think your guys' playing, like every team has playing styles and you could pick them out. If you watch soccer, you can pick them out. And your guys is one, when I first started broadcasting, I saw already kind of, and I like that playing style of like how you guys play. I like that style of trying to build and trying to create, but also control that midfield. And like you said, Coach, you have other secrets of how you guys play, and like that's how it is. But like that was something that stuck out to me from early on, and something that I really enjoyed. We'll get close into this soon. So we're getting close to the end here, Coach. Always at the end, I let you guys say anything else you guys want to add on towards this last second. One last things I want to point out. Edward Castro, he actually leads the team apparently through your stats with the 3 goals and 3 assists. Wes, you just missed it by the 1 assist where it comes to like they do the points by goals and assists. They have that. Wes Edwards leads that, but the team leading assister. Can you guys guess who that is? Who do you guys think it is?
Eric Martinez.
Do you guys know how many?
5.
4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson got it with 5. He has 5 assists, which is pretty crazy, especially for a freshman to get in. So it shows the quick impact of it. And then another thing, you guys do have 2 championships, like Wes. I believe it was Wes who said it, or winning it back in 2022. Do you guys remember when you guys won the first one?
Yeah, me and Drew were here for the 2022 season, and I mean that was one of the best moments of my life. Like seeing the highest of the highs, going to the NCAA tournament. Special group of guys. I think Tim really just built something over the 4 years after winning it in 2018, and it all just came together at the right time. We had the right guys, the right leaders, the right freshmen. So yeah, it was an amazing year and amazing to be a part of, and amazing to have an impact when I was a freshman. So it was great.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I was gonna say yeah. And Coach, if you remember 2018, you guys won it 0-0 penalty, going the penalties, and you guys won it 4-2 against UC Davis. Remember that first one there. But all right, guys, leave it up to you guys. Anything else you guys would like to add? No, cool.
Gio, I'll just say to you, man, like keep doing your thing. I appreciate you, helping publicize the Big West. It's a great soccer conference. There's a lot of talented players, a lot of talented teams, great coaching, good rivalries. So keep working hard to get that out in the forefront and out in people's eyes, man. It does a great service to the conference. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach. No, thank you. Hopefully you guys get seen some way, one way or another. People, just fans, watch this, see you guys, and like, hey, I wanna follow Jax. I want to see where West goes. I want to see what Andrew does. Like, that's kind of hoping you guys do. But yeah, all right, guys. Nothing else you guys want to add? I want to say thank you guys for everyone watching. Thank you to Jackson D'Alessandro, Wes Hasting, Andrew Hermosillo, and Coach Tim Cupello. Thank you guys for coming, and see you guys next time.
All right. See you.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good one.
All right, guys. So you guys saw Coach Tim Cupello, Andrew Hermosillo, Wes Hasting, and Jackson D'Alessandro joined us. Thank you to them for joining, and you guys join again next time. Tune in next time for the next episode. We'll see who we have for you guys. But until then, see you guys.